Hey, what's up guys, it's Turbo here, and these are the best CS2 workshop maps so far that you guys need to play right now. Psst, Valve, you need to bring back private matches right now. The first map is Brewery, and it's an incredibly made wingman map, and it really showcases the power of the Source 2 engine. To be honest, it's a little big for a wingman map, but it isn't necessarily a huge issue because the attention to detail is top notch. Every hallway, every corner, pretty much every part of the map is interesting and has a story to tell, and that's one of the biggest factors that decides whether a map is good or great. Of course though, it has a great layout, lots of interesting angles, flank routes, and everything you would expect from a map that's fun to play. T-side is outside in front of the brewery in the parking lot, and there's a single entrance into the building. But then there's a few different routes you can take. And on the flip side, the CT spawn is right in the heart of the brewery. And overall, this is a super well crafted map. I am heavily impressed with what the creator was able to do. I wanted to give the workshop tools a try, so I decided to make my own map. And it's nothing really special. It's just a couple different hallways. And basically it's just a 1v1 map with a couple issues. I wish I could play it with friends, but private matches aren't here yet. So all I can do is just run around by myself like an idiot. By the way, if you want to check out any of these maps, the links will be in the description. For any of you guys who played Black Ops 2 back in the day, somebody went to the trouble of remaking the map Raid, which in my opinion was actually one of the best maps in that game. It's impressive. Like it looks 1-to-1 compared to the original map. I mean, sure, some of the jumps don't work. They need to be adjusted slightly, but overall though, like this is a super well crafted map. It's super hard to tell whether you're playing the Black Ops 2 version or the CS2 version. Next up, we have KZ Hub, which is essentially just a KZ map you can play where you can just practice your jumps, your strafes, your crouch jumps, and it gets very, very difficult. So there's two different stages. There's the first one where it's relatively easy and the jumps are pretty rudimentary. Anyone can make them. But then once you get to stage number 2, you have to pull off some of the most ridiculous things. And one of the best parts about this map is the fact that it actually keeps track of how many times you fell, actually teleports you to where you were before, and it also shows you how much time you've taken to complete it. This is definitely a map you can play over and over again and speedrun to try to get the best time possible. If your movement is kind of rough, then this is definitely a really good way to kind of brush up on just your movement. Near the end though, unless you know how to do like crazy ladder tricks, it's almost impossible. Try it out and let me know your best time in the comments down below. Assembly is another wingman map where it is super well made. Essentially, it's basically in an aircraft carrier that is recommissioning and fixing an old aircraft. To be honest, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Black Ops Cold War. You know the map I'm talking about, but yeah, everything about this is super great. The layout is super interesting. There's so much going on around the map. There's tons of different Easter eggs. The attention to detail is absolutely top tier. Overall, the map just has so many interesting colors going on. There's so much happening. And I feel like the guy who made this map, the creator who made it, spent a ton of time just building the background and just making it actually feel like an aircraft hangar. Honestly though, like I can't think of anything bad to say about this map because it is just so well made. If any of you guys played CSGO back in the day or CS 1.6 or Source, you probably recognize this map right here, Poolday. Obviously, it's not the most intricate and like large map in the game, but it's basically just a small circular pool with some like locker rooms on both sides. Of course, there's some bathroom stalls where you can close the door and people can open them, and it leads to some hilarious moments. Plus in the middle, there's a pool. However, though, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some tricks that people will find in the future, but as of right now, it's a little rough. You can't really swim, so the only way to get out of the pool is to use the ladder. Hopefully map creators can find ways around that in the future because like this map is a certified hood classic. And need I say more? And you know what? I will. There's a ton of different inflatable pool toys that you can just throw around. Like you can just kick them around, and then when you deflate them, they stop moving and they stop reacting to stuff, which is definitely a nice touch. I mean, whether you're playing with bots, whether you're doing like 2v2, 1v1, 5v5, this map is so much fun to play. And honestly, I'd say it's a really solid aim training map too. Now we have Resort Madness, which is genuinely one of the most impressive workshop maps I've ever seen, because on top of the map being absolutely huge, so I'm pretty sure that this map was originally from Gmod. I'm sure people used it for role-playing servers, but the CS2 version looks incredible, from the water to the glass to just all the little details. Like there is so much going on here. I mean, it's pretty much a map that just takes place on a resort, and you have a giant pool. You have like an underground cave system that kind of leads into a hotel, and even in the hotel, like there's a few different rooms you can go inside of. Just the amount of detail in every single square inch of this map is remarkable. It's not necessarily the best map for actual competitive. I'm sure you could make it work, but in the future, once they add private match support, just exploring this and like role playing and just messing around with friends could be an insane amount of fun. Just be warned though that this map is absolutely huge and it is so easy to get lost. It is absolutely worth checking out. And obviously because of like the new lighting system, there are some rooms that just do such a great job with color. Even like the reflections off the pool, like from an aesthetic standpoint, there is a lot to love. And of course, you know it, I couldn't do a workshop video without mentioning Aimbotz because it is genuinely one of the most popular aim training maps of all time. I remember like back in 2014 playing this map. I mean, at first, it felt a little basic, but it pretty much gives you all the tools that you need to just practice against bots. You know, hit those flick shots, hit those one taps, hit those one digs. There's so many different options. There's many different modes you can mess around with. It's overall one of the best maps to not only warm up, but also improve your aim. Just keep in mind though that just playing it once isn't really going to make your aim better. You have to kind of make it part of your daily routine and just play for like 10-15 minutes while you're warming up. And over time, you'll build more muscle memory. You'll become a lot more comfortable and familiar with the game. It's a long-term thing, but over time though, your aim will become absolutely crisp. Now it's time for the lightning round. So first we have the CS2 version of Only Up, which is an incredibly difficult KZ map, and your whole goal is to basically get up to the top. It's insane. And once you get up to the top, if you jump, you can just see all the work and effort that went into this because it is ridiculous. And it really goes to show that the skybox is so much bigger in CS2. If this is possible, then imagine what else is possible in the game. Somebody also made Dust 2, but it takes place at night. And overall, the ambience of this map is sick. However, though, the smoke coming out of the buildings, it looks a little weird, but you have an incredible night sky, of course, with a darker overall ambience to the map. Honestly, I kind of prefer this to regular Dust 2. This one is simply just called Dolls, and it's basically just a, yeah. Hi, doggy. Oh yeah, also, this map has Shrek. Low-key, this map is kind of overwhelmingly huge. If you played CSGO a couple years ago, you might actually recognize this map. It's Biome, and obviously because of CS2, this map got a massive upgrade. Everything looks a lot more vibrant. It looks better. The lighting got an improvement. And obviously it's not perfect. There's still a few issues here and there, but I don't know about you guys, but I had a great time playing this map in CSGO. And of course, I had to throw it in here. Somebody made Dust 2 Classic from 1.6. You know, obviously the textures and everything are a little dated, but the lighting definitely brings this game into 2023. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Basically Dust 2, but with RTX on. And I wish I could play with real people. Playing with bots, it gets kind of boring after a while. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment down below letting me know your favorite maps, or if there's other maps I should check out in the next video. Subscribe with the bell icon if you haven't already. We're getting really close to 100,000 subs, and once we do, I got something big planned. Also, in the Discord server, we're going to be doing a giveaway every week for the next 25 weeks, and all you have to do is just be active in the community, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe. It's Turbo, and I'm out. Peace.